think one of the hardest things was to change my mind, which is fundamentally a paradigm change. Change my mind about, at first, the first year I grew food, I actually did not eat my own food. I still go to the farmer's market and supermarket. And like, what am I doing? I eat salad, you know? It was like, it just didn't dawn on me that I can actually eat my own food. And I remember, right, we go to the farmer's market, we're walking around suddenly, we're like, oh my God, we don't have to buy anything.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, oh, don't buy apples, we have apples. Oh, don't buy oranges, we have oranges too. And we're walking around, don't buy. It was a real change.
And I remember also thinking, being at home and looking in the refrigerator, and there's not much in the refrigerator, and being like, oh man, we don't have any food.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden dawning, like,
Right.
wait, there's tons of food.
Right.
Right. But I think what I remember is that the paradigm change was looking at the supermarket and your refrigerator as the source of food, and like that's just where it comes from. And you just like, what's in the refrigerator? Oh, have to go to the store.
Right. And this garden, it's just something. It's providing something all year long. It's like, oh, now we have figs. Oh, now we have bananas. Oh, now we have this. It's just always something. Small pot of basil. And then you eat your salad or your pasta and you sprinkle your own basil in it, and suddenly it changed, completely changed. Like, oh wow. A little bit of salad goes a long way. Goes a long, long, long way. You don't need land for salad. You just need a little pot like that. And they sell something called European salad mix. In one 6-pack, it has 6 different kinds of salad, and they look like your salad, you know, and then you just grow that, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. And you have such a relationship with it. Herbs are great to grow. You really don't need a lot of land. You're really lucky to have all this land, of course, but you really don't need land. You really don't need time. You need to fundamentally change your mind. I think that's what you need to change, because it's not so much the time that you work on it, it's an attitude change. So think about that. It's a relationship to the land, to the plants, and to the people, and it's ties that binds. Starting my own garden, really eating my own food, it really makes me root. I almost feel like the plant. I started feeling my roots going down from my feet down to Mother Earth. And I still travel a lot. When I travel, now I need to rely on someone. But you can still travel. It makes me feel like I have rooted in Mother Earth. I don't feel like a tenant anymore. I feel like an owner. I feel like a property owner. I own this earth. This is my land. And I don't feel like I'm just a transient here, leaving, you know, when I die I'm going to be gone. No, this is me, right now, here. That's really beautiful. It makes me feel very settled in a really beautiful way that I think very few things gives you that feeling, that really in your stomach, in your heart, in your hands, in your blood, in your roots. I can't really describe it with words. The feeling is very different, very different. Completely slow down. Like, you know, it takes a long time to do something. It does slow me down. I mean, I have to be much, much slower. And this society, the way of life, modern life, it just pushes you to go fast. We want to go fast. And I think that's why time accelerated. It's because we want something faster. And this just, you know, it's a project will last 3 days because one day didn't finish. Gotta go, you know, I have to go to work. Again, we're not gardeners. We're just what? People that want to eat food. Yeah. Yeah. You know, we're not like special people that stays home all day, and we have interests.
Yeah, we definitely, I think it's actually really important to know that we started with no knowledge. Yeah. We weren't like green thumbs. I mean, I spent hours and hours and hours and hours on YouTube and reading books and going out to things around Los Angeles and like learning things, and I was so scared when I would try something like, can you really put a seed? Like, will it, like, is anything gonna, oh my God, Jenny, it's like it's happening.
He planted the cucumbers from seeds.
Oh.
Right, he just went like that, and we're like, oh yeah, and then the next thing we know, we have 500 cucumbers all at the same time.
It taught you trust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all kind, and that you don't have to know to start.
Yeah.
You can just, it really, there,
It teaches
and
you.
that you can fail over and over.
Sure.
Like we grew all these carrots and they got like that big and I don't
Yeah,
know.
and they all got twisted. It simplifies my life. The bicycle and the garden, it's what totally simplified my life. I can only do one thing a day. Literally can't do a lot. And I touch earth. I actually touch earth. When you work in the garden, it's like, I mean, literally have that energy come through your feet and your hands. It's a lot of work. It's actual work. But the great thing is, it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like, dang. It feels really like I run out and go, what happened to my seed? That I planted yesterday. It's like that. It's like that. It's fun work. I feel so good. I feel like, okay, pole shift, fire, earthquake, whatever it is, when the dust settles, here I am with the land, with some seeds in my hand. Whoever friends show up, strangers, whatever, they come. We start eating whatever we have. And planting makes me feel not scared. That's a huge benefit. That's not just eating some carrots outside or some salad. It's a huge benefit that I feel like I'm taken care of by Mother Earth directly. Who knows? Just a little bit enhance a lot. Like I said, just go home and plant one basil. Every time I eat this food, I'm just like, how did this happen? I mean, I think 100 years ago, every household has a little garden. Our grandmothers, great-grandmothers, they always plant something. Everybody has something. I just don't know how I'm guilty. I was one of these people that I never thought of growing anything. I got this big garden. I had flowers. I had 20 rose bushes. I had all these flowers. I love flowers. Like, it never occurred to me. I'm like, how can I live here for 20 years without thinking of growing food? I got all this land. You just have to do what you like. Yeah, and it just, the problem takes care of itself.
Yeah, it makes me think too that this basil thing that Jenny is saying, I would not underestimate this. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't a joke because I'm pretty impressed with where we're at now. And this is like 4 years ago there was nothing.
Nothing.
And it was an idea and it's like, I don't know if we can do this. And I think I'm just gonna guess what we started with was a fruit tree, maybe, because it seemed like that'll be pretty low maintenance, And we planted the first one not in that mound way. And we actually had we had a papaya and it died because of the planting. And it was like, oh my God, no! Oh, everything is going wrong. It died, and then eventually it's like, well, okay, I guess. And then that caused more research to discover this other way of planting fruit trees, which worked better. And it just, and then we got a few fruit trees, and then we got a few more, and then we thought, oh, let's plant some vegetables. You're not enough as you are right now to start doing what you want to do. You need more information, more education, more money, more connections with people, and that's the real illusion. Because you can just start where you are.
Yeah, and also the other thing is I don't look like a gardener. It's like you're looking at yourself like, no, I can't do this. I'm not a gardener. And that's the thing. We're not gardeners either. You don't have to be a gardener. You don't have to be a farmer. Right, you just, you have this one plant. And it could be a cool thing to have, you could use. We're not farmers, we're not farmers.
Yeah.
We're just a new breed, that's what we are, we're new people.